Hi guys, in this tutorial I will show you how to make UVs using Zen UV, how to make high poly model in 5 minutes, and how to bake normals and export everything to Substance Painter. Let's go! So here we have good low poly model, and everything what we talk today about is hard surface model, not organic one. And the first step would be to set seams. Press mark by angle, and by clicking on this button on the left you can open UV editor. And when all the seams were marked, now we can Zen Unwrap. Also you can notice that now the shading is flat, so we don't have any hard edges. To change it you need to click smooth by sharp toggle and everything will be okay. Now we have like rough seams everywhere. You can use Alt-T to check the state of our islands. And here in the checker I would recommend you to use like higher resolution for the checker. Yes, and also in this checker map section we also can click display stretch map. And if something is completely wrong, in most cases you can see it here. So we have some problems areas for these cables. Let's select. We need to select just one polygon of the island. Isolate island. The next step will be to clean all these seams. So you can select everything and click on mark, or just select everything and click Zen Unwrap. So now we have like these thin lines. The next step, as we have this quad structure for these cables, will be to have like straight lines on the UV. We can disable background here. You just need to select one edge from these loops, quadrify islands, and now you can see that we have like very good seams here. And as all the seams are like, all the spots are symmetrical, we can mirror all the seams. And now again you need to click Zen Unwrap. Select everything, again quadrify islands. They are like, they have now different textile density values, but we will fix it a bit later. What we need to do now, we need to select all these islands and tag them as finished. You can do it here, tag finished, or you can do it by clicking mark seams with Control. They will move to the right, but what is more important, when next time you will click Zen Unwrap, they will save the same structure. Okay, let's go further. Also, I have noticed that all these handles have like their own unwrapping too, and we will do completely the same. We clean all existing seams. Then, for example, I'll choose these two edges, click quadrify. Okay, so now we need to mirror all the seams. Again, Zen Unwrap, and. So, and now by selecting these islands, we need to quadrify them. And again, don't forget to tag them as finished. So again, Zen Unwrap. So, and everything is okay. We can again check stretch map. It's okay. We can even increase. So we need to have that state when we don't have any stretches. So as I can see, we have quads everywhere, except maybe I'm not sure about that place. You can click on one polygon, select island, and we'll have it here. So I would like to have like also straight islands for these pods. So what we need to do, I need to select this island, and here in select we have select similar, and similar islands will be selected everywhere. Pum pum. Okay. And again, so we just need to select like edges where we would like to have theme, Zen Unwrap, mirror themes, Zen Unwrap. So, and now everything is okay. We also can tag all of them as finished. And I think we have like more like islands like this here. Again, select islands, select similar. Great. Mirror themes. Tag them as finished. And again, we can click Zen Unwrap to pack everything. Also, let's turn off our checker. Again, Alt-T combination. And let's check our shading. Actually, if you don't know where you need to put your like themes, I would recommend you to follow like hard edges. And if you have like good shading with hard edges, then most possibly that everything is okay with your themes. Also, you can turn on some matcaps like this, and to check it one more time. As I can see, shading is great. So that means that the next step will be to optimize our UV space, because we have like the same parts here and there, like similar islands, and I would like to stack them. Fortunately, with Zen UV, you can make it in one click. We need to go to stack section, global mode, and click stack. And now we can see that all the islands are stacked. You can check it by enabling checker texture, and now we can see that all the islands were stacked. They are on the same place. And also you can notice that we have like a lot of free space between islands. That is very good. Okay, also you can see all the similar islands here when you click similar, and you can see all these islands even without like having any UVs. You can check all the similar parts of your geometry, and in this way you can plan what can be stacked, for example. Okay, if you want to keep some parts unique, I don't know, let's say that, for example, from the side view, you'd like to have these parts a bit different. That means that, for example, select these islands and just move them a bit lower. And on the stage of packing, they will be on the different places, and it means that on the texture, so this part can be unique. Okay, so the next step will be to pack all our islands, and I will be using UV Packmaster engine version number 2. Version number 3 was released recently, and I think we will update Zen UV in a couple of weeks to support it too. What we need to have here, so here we need to check texture size. 124 is okay. We need to have this average island scale, rotate islands, and what is more important right now, we need to have like to lock like stacked islands during pack operation. So when we need to use exact or any part. In most cases I'm using any part. One second. Somebody could be interested about how much space do you need to have between islands when you pack these islands, and I would recommend this article from Polycount, and here we have these numbers, and we can see that for 1K we need 8 pixels, for 2K 16, for example for 4K it will be 32. So 8 pixels. So we need to set up 8 pixels here. And then we can click Pack Islands. So it's not super perfect, but for our example it will be completely okay. Because in case of production, I would recommend you to rotate these islands. For example, what I would do in this case, I would isolate this island, select, for example, this edge, and again by using Zen UV, here in rotate, I would recommend you to orient it according to its world position. Yes, but right now I won't do it. I'm completely satisfied with what we have. Actually, also you can improve it a bit by clicking this button, not this one, but this one. So by clicking this button, all the settings will be synchronized with the UV Packmaster. And here in UV Packmaster, I would recommend you to enable this heuristic feature and set maybe 10 seconds or so. And now when you click pack, it will take a bit longer, but the result will be, I don't know, in some cases like 5% better or so. Yes. So we have the same textile density everywhere, and if somebody is curious about why we were stacking all these islands, I just will show you why. For example, we have the same model, Zen Unwrap. Now every part is unique, and now it's packing. And now I'll show you what is the difference. So now it's packed. The same 8 pixels between islands. Just select one polygon, go to textile density here, set your texture resolution, and click get textile density. We have like 60 pixels per meter on this model. And for example, on this model, we have like 147 pixels per meter. So we say it's like maybe twice or even more density in comparison with this model. Okay. What we need to do to bake it perfectly, so we need to unstack all the islands to have only unique islands in the main square. All the stacked islands will be on the right side. How to do it? Again, one click, one button, just click unstack. And now we can see, for example, you can select it here, that all the stacked islands are on the right side. And that means that during baking normals, you won't have any problems at all. And now our model is ready for baking. So we can select this model. We can click, for example, to add it to the new collection. For example, low poly. And also we can name it something like material, Zen UV generator. The next step will be to create like quick high poly model, and I'm using this method a lot of times. So what you need to do, so first step is just to duplicate collection, the same model, we'll call it high poly. This one we can hide. And what we need to do, we need to create like completely new material for it. Let's call it material. The next step will be go to shading. We have this material. And we need to add bevel node to our normal. Set the maximum samples for the best quality. And now when you click here, like this viewport shading, you can see the ready result. I think we can improve the speed a bit. Be sure that you have the cycles, because it works only with cycles, not EV device, so we can switch to GPU. Also, we can add this denoise option, automatic. Yeah, it's okay. So, and now also I think we can change our material a bit to be more metallic to see all the changes. Also I would change color. Yeah, and now we can see how this bevel shader looks like in our viewport. And now we can change this value like 1, maybe a bit higher, like 15. And now everything is okay, except that fact that if you're like have like your elements close together, so you can receive these artifacts, or they will be just smushed together. Like for example here, in some cases it's okay, but if you like to keep them separate, I would recommend you to have like, for example, I would like to keep these parts not smushed together. Yeah. Let's switch back. Okay, and to have like them separate, I would recommend you to copy the same material by clicking on this button. We have material 001. Now we have that we don't have any problems here. And you can, for example, even have like a bit different numbers here to have different values for all these bevel edges. We can even select all these cylinders. And assign this 001 material. And now you can see that they are like separate elements. But overall, I'm completely satisfied by the result. Also, you can switch off, I think, world's opacity to 0. And with the denoising option, so everything is really quick. So now you have actually your ready high poly model, and we can bake it down to our low poly model. Let's bake normals. First of all, you need to select low poly mesh and add a couple of modifiers. For all hard surface models, I would recommend to use weight normals with keep sharp. Triangulate, again keep normals, and go to shading. Here we have this low poly material. We need to add normal map, connect it to normal, image texture, and here we need to click new, set the name, the size is OK, and the next important step is to select linear or non-color, color space, and connect it to normal. Yeah, so now our low poly model is ready for baking. I need to go here, like render properties, unhide all high poly parts. And by clicking Control, select everything, and the last selected should be low poly. So you have this little highlight. Here what we need to do, here we have normal, extrusion, so everything is okay. And we can click Bake. Here we have our baked normal map. Hide our high poly. Click to viewport shading. Change material a bit. And we can see that normal maps are baked right now. And we can go further to Substance Painter. What you need to do. So the first step is to save your normal map. Here, image, save as, desktop. We can call it normal. Save. Then we need to go to modeling. Select your low poly. For exporting, I'm using this add-on that is called Asset Creation Toolset. It's free. Please use it. So here we have Unreal, apply rotation scale location. Custom export option, you need to have here face. And custom export path will be desktop. Accept, so one OBJ, one FBX file. And click Export FBX to Unreal. Now we can open Substance Painter. New. OpenGL. Our texture size. Select desktop. We have here our model. And add our normal map. And click OK. Here we need to go to select normal map and select our normal map. Yes, and right now you can see all the baked edges. Then you can bake other maps, normal, and check, bake selected texture. Now we have ambient occlusion, so now you can add some normal details and export it to game engine. I would recommend you to watch videos by Jonas about Substance Painter and how to add your details on normal map, because normal map actually is the most important one, and by having it you can bake all other maps without any problems. So it's called realistic texturing in Substance Painter, and here, like step by step, he's showing how to add like all the details, how to bake it properly, because there are some tricks. So highly recommended by me. Thank you for watching. So hope to record like more tutorials soon.